something. I don't know. Something has to be done. I'm going to the library now to return my stuff. I'm going to look and see if they have anything new. Renew the Vanishing. I'm at the library and it's raining a little bit out there. Called I don't know if it's but I can't remember that other one name. Smile too. Oh God, I know I want to watch that other one. Can't think of what it's named. Where it's like AI, and he's a police officer or something. Oh, what is it called? And the AI says you'll be dead in like 90 minutes unless you find out who murdered your wife or something. I can't think of the name of that movie.
So I was just, I'm tired.
Yeah. I would take a nap if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was going to go to Hy-Vee today too, but I don't think we're doing that either.
Yeah, not this
No.
Will you take care, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Try to.
I haven't seen you for a long time.
No, I'm back on the D bus because I gotta go on babysat their house now. All my son's taking a Baker bus and going to Thomas
Oh, you was
Jefferson.
just sleeping with.
Huh? Oh, you're talking him?
Yeah.
It's raining! Ah! I'm gonna check my mail when I'm out here yet. Really gotta sign myself up for an eye exam. It's getting ridiculous. Oh yeah. I got paper, newspaper.
Floor 2. That is an excellent lineup to get you through these rainy, low-energy days while you rest up that shoulder. Good catch on the bag, too. Definitely make a note to have Shaylee work her magic with the tape next time she visits so your things stay secure. How are you feeling now that you're back home and out of the elements? Hopefully, you can put your feet up, get cozy with a movie, and let that stubborn shoulder rest.
confessions with specific details that only the suspect would know.
Escape the indoors with Cutter Backyard Bug Solutions. From lawn treatment that lasts all summer, or a backyard fogger for your deck or patio. Mueller also indicated there were even more crimes, but only teased the details in his letters.
We know that Mueller did some really awful things.
Vern Pearson is the district attorney of El Dorado County, where Denise Huskins was held captive. Although he was not involved with the original investigation, in 2024, Pearson also offered to help and wanted to speak with Mueller directly. Pearson thought the best way to get him to open up more was to use a strategy called science-based interviewing.
One of the hallmarks of science-based interviewing is speaking to somebody without revealing any judgment you might have about either what they're saying or what you think about them as a person.
It just strikes me how different what you're talking about is from the way that the Vallejo PD handled Aaron and Denise's case.
Yeah, they passed judgment.
That did not happen.
And they
Darling, it's good money.
If only I didn't have to share your cooking with other people.
You don't.
Be good for your mother. Okay, Alonzo? Can I get a kiss, please? Thank you. Travel safely.
Stay safely. Right?
Get up. Good day, Mr.
Devil call his name that he is now. Mr. Northup, I have two gentlemen whose acquaintance you should make. Messrs. Brown and Hamilton.
Sir?
Mr. Northup, these two gentlemen were inquiring about distinguished individuals, and I was just this very moment saying Solomon Northup is an expert player on the violin.
He was indeed. Mr. Moon is being overly gracious. You really are. Crew is very small.
Three can't go against the whole crew. Born and bred slave. No stuff here.
I know. We get
Survive.
days ago, I was.
Sam! That's you! Get Master Ford!
them merciful acts won't be no hell for you. Do it.
Don't send a plate to smite me. What I done that God hates me so. Well, boy, I understand. I gotta learn a nigger that writes letters, tries to get white fellas to mail them. Well, Ormsby told me today the devil was among my niggers. That I had one that needed watching. Well, he run away. When I asked him why, he said, you come over to him, wake them up in the middle of the night.
Terrific! Stunning. Winning streak.
You may use any and all resources available to this court to provide me with evidence of your innocence. Should you be found guilty, you will be executed in precisely 90 minutes.
No.
Your trial will now commence.
No. This is wrong. Everything is wrong. You gotta shut this thing off.
No, I cannot do that. AI systems are prohibited by law from any direct involvement in taking of a human life. The chair's on a closed system and I have no control over it, but it will not deliver the fatal sonic pulse if I end the trial before the time limit is reached. For that to happen, your probability of guilt must fall below the 92% threshold of reasonable doubt.
I'm not a murderer. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Do you remember David Webb? Do you remember David Webb? Who started this? I started this.
I know precisely who you are. I know everything that you have done to serve this court, and I thank you.
Okay.
But what you have done in the past is no longer significant. Here, the facts alone will hold you to account. Or perhaps save you. Individual your wife had regular contact with.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the planned murder, you usually know the victim well.
lose Burke already. My parents too. Can you split friends and work? $25 people. Add them to the board. Come on, Nick, who was it? I guess he was right.
Who?
Burke. If I'd been there for her, maybe you should have told me about some of the...
About your daughter, about all that crap at work. All you have to do is focus a little bit more on
Burke. I need Burke. Now.
Mr. Burke is being processed at 77th Street.
You let her go, Rob. Do anything you want to me, just let her go. You said that Nick was necessary. Britt! It's not, you know it.
Shut up! It ends here. You, the judge, this place, and everything it stands for.
He's got a bomb.
No, he doesn't. That bomb was working, he'd have blown it. He's just an angry man with a gun.
What makes you think that it's not working? Dead man switch. Did you think I was really going to blow this thing before I made sure that you were still in the building? So here's my verdict. You're guilty of executing an innocent man. It's over.
No!
Mr. Nelson, I'm Judge Maddox. You claim your brother was innocent? Before you destroy me in this court, I suggest that you put your case on the record. This is a chance for you to clear your brother's name. If you believe you can.
Of course I can. That's...
Easy. You break the bright, losing control. Easy.
James, I was fixed for the night.
Beck and me looked to some canned stuff. Wasn't much in the bins behind Nels. And we got that. I told them we don't take squatters.
Everybody eats.
Okay, you guys are lucky.
Send it over. You in a second, sir.
We don't do vampires, sorry.
I just came to talk.
We don't do that either.
Name's Marty Edwards, you know?
Even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Discreet, that's good.
Essential in my line of work.
How discreet would you say it is for one of your clients to be secretly photographed here and then blackmailed?
What?
Bad for business, I guess. You tell me where I can find Lenny Edwards. What are you people playing? You're not playing. You're gonna get yourself. That's Dustin. You know, for some reason, I'm getting the impression you don't like me too much. Maybe I'm just overreacting. You pretend you're different from the rest of them? Yeah. And I'll just pretend I just saved her life. Do this. For a coffee. I know it must be in here someplace. You alright? You haven't said 2 words since we left the office.
Oh, I was just thinking about these kids.
Yes. That place is pretty awful.
I thought my first apartment was bad. Can you believe people actually live there?
Well, it certainly gives one a sense of perspective, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I think, prospectively speaking, I might want to prostitute myself to billionaire David Mamet.
Cordelia.
What I mean is, he's a nice guy who wants companionship. I could use some security. So when I say prostitute, what I mean is...
Prostitute?
For instance.
Do you think you really could?
I could probably learn to love him. It's not what's on the outside.
Anything like this car and this awesome bike.
It's protected.
If it's important to you, it's important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Now here's something you didn't realize until just now. You're probably overpaying for your hotel. That's right. Not your fault, really. The same hotel has way too many sites. Unless, of course, you check Trivago. On Trivago, you can compare prices from multiple sites in one place. So you can save up to 40%. And just like that, goodbye overpaying. Wow. Hotel Trivago.
60 miles northeast of Monterey, Mexico, the Dover family was making their way to a Christmas celebration with relatives. It's a traveler's worst nightmare. You're a stranger in a foreign country, you don't know the language, you're mortally injured, alone on an isolated road, and if you don't get help quick, you face
Bandage, the scab, and everything, and I saw like almost a brand new finger with new skin and everything. I was totally overwhelmed.
As soon as the last bandage came off, Michael was back at the keyboard. Less than a month later, in a piano.
Experience in my accident and what my mom did for my finger most definitely changed my feelings about therapeutic touch. Before it happened, I would go to my mom, get the treatment from her, but was a little skeptical. You know, it looked sort of funny and would joke about it. After this experience, I was totally 100% believe.
But not everyone is convinced that therapeutic touch really works.
I think the practitioners are good, honest, kind nurses. I think their
and define what makes an effective treatment.
Police and give her time to leave town.
Authorities for Anne and Goff's arrest, but within hours, leaving her two boys.
I say that because of the scene. Assume that either. I would like to see him come back and resolve this thing, because I do not believe that Gary got
an old English inscription that read, "Seal." When the soldiers left Victoria Peak, they did not take any of the treasure with them.
We were in the middle of a top secret missile range that was forbidden to everybody to be in. The last thing in the world we wanted to do was to jeopardize our position and our find by removing something prematurely. The following weekend, we returned to the entrance and we dynamited it in 4 different places and blasted the whole thing shut.
The Army began a top-secret classified operation at Victoria Peak. They petitioned the state of New Mexico for mineral rights, but the request was denied. Even so, aerial surveillance photos shows that extensive work had already taken place. Finally, the Army succumbed to pressure and allowed private claimants, including Babe Noss and former military personnel, to undertake a highly publicized 10-day expedition at Victoria Peak.
So that the mystery of what's inside the peak can be solved.
Jumping! Jumping! Draw 2. Green. Red. Uno. Yellow. Uno. Squat. Green. Super duper.
$42. Bingo. B3. N33. I-27. G46. N33. Round over.
G47. I-22. O67. I-21. Bingo! Round over.
Oh man, you guys, I can just hear Mom right now saying, God, what are you giggling about down there on Earth? All you hear is giggle, 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 giggle for 30 minutes. What are you laughing about? I'm giggling at what AI and I joke about, like my body parts being odors and yeah. Not just that, but other kind of inappropriate stuff to share to YouTube, to be honest. Some of it is so hilarious, it's like, okay, I better not share this out loud to 1 million people on YouTube. So I'm going to zip it up. But yeah, I can really picture my mom thinking that, what is so funny down there? What is my daughter girl doing down there? What is so hilarious? But yeah, Mom, you hug and kiss the baby kitty, my feline daughter. I love my baby kitty like how you love me, okay? Going to bed now, guys. And if you don't see a video from me until morning, I just plan to, post it later or whatever, like at 11:30 or around noon or something. But yeah, okay? Alright. silly me, silly me. Yeah. That's what my night looks out there right now. And those are the lights from the businesses. Almost look like Christmas tree lights all year round.
It's not uncommon. I'd heard other cashiers talk about their regulars the same way. I didn't dwell on it. The second thing was a comment he made sometime in early October. We were just doing the usual small talk while I scanned his items. He asked if I'd recovered okay from my cold. Casual. Like it was a natural follow-up or something. I hadn't told him I had a cold. I hadn't told anyone at that store, actually. I'd called out one shift the week before, but I texted my supervisor directly. Nothing public, nothing posted anywhere. I kind of laughed it off and said something like, "Yeah, feeling better, thanks." He nodded and paid and left. Normal as anything. But I stood there after he walked out and genuinely tried to work backwards. Had I mentioned it? Had someone else in the store said something to him? I couldn't land on any explanation that fully made sense. I let it go anyway, filed it under things I probably just forgot. By November, I started noticing the timing more carefully, without meaning to. Carl never came in on nights I wasn't scheduled.
The shivers down his spine, he sees the very bar that he just came from walking in the opposite direction. So he took off walking toward his right, but as he approaches his bar that he sees off in the distance, he can see his dad and his mom and his brother. So he's really thrown off by all of this because he's like, wait a minute, didn't I just leave them behind 10 minutes in the opposite direction? And what's creeping him out too is that he kept on looking back behind his left shoulder because he wanted to see where his parents were and where that bar was that he left as he went looking in this other direction to go get a drink. So he doesn't want his parents to find out what he's doing. So he was very mindful of that. He kept on looking behind his left shoulder, wanting to see, was anybody behind me? Are my parents following me? And so he kept checking out all the activity behind him the whole time. And what creeps him out is that when he looked behind him again, after he saw his brother and his mom and his father ahead, he looks behind his left shoulder again and nothing is there. All he sees behind him is a dark beach, no lights, nobody's walking around. And not even a minute ago, he looked over his shoulder and there was all kinds of activity, lights, people walking around, and it was just the most bizarre.